I like how your video uploads are like game ranks. You're like Falcon a little bit. Yo, I don't like what you've compared me to Hassan, and then now you're comparing me to Falcon from game ranks. One more comparison and it's over. You even looking forward to Borderlands 4 at all? I was just gonna look into this, the Borderlands situation. The Borderlands 4 situation is crazy. What's going on with BL4? Basically, people are complaining about the price tag. Have you watched the movie? I heard terrible things about the movie too. I haven't seen much outside of like the trailer and stuff. I don't know if people are gonna like roast me for this take. Like when I think about like Borderlands characters as a whole, not to say like every single Borderlands character was unique. I know, like I play a lot of Flak, like Zero sticks out. Their sirens are usually designed very cool. Whereas like when I see these new characters, I don't really, they just seem a little bland, you know? They just seem like they're kind of wearing normal outfits, I guess. They got some cool gameplay elements. I'll definitely like probably have fun. And there's not like a robot character, like an android guy, which is, I guess there's like a half robot guy, this Viking dude who kind of looks like he has like a robotic arm and stuff. You mean like Concord characters? I don't want to call them Concord characters per se. Like Vex does look unique, but also, I mean, I don't know. Like I was gonna criticize and be like, she looks like a villain, but at the same time, like they're on their 4th siren. Like how could they possibly make another siren unique? So maybe Vex maybe gets a pass, but I guess the remainder of the cast doesn't really like impress me. Wait for battle pass. Yeah, maybe once they get like styles introduced, but like Zero I thought was really awesome, right? Like I'm a big fan of Zero. I thought Zero was one of the coolest characters that they had. I was also a big fan of Lilith. I love Lilith. That's why I was so pissed at Borderlands 3. Like unironically, I was so mad at what they did in Borderlands 3. I'm not gonna spoil it for you guys, but what a fucking disaster. By the way, my stream for Tina's Wonderland, my first stream, I sat here for 8 fucking hours. And the game I couldn't play because I was trying to play with my friends. For 8 hours, I sat on stream looking at the fucking multiplayer screen, and I didn't even play the game. At the end of the stream, my friend said, "All right, bro, I guess I'll catch you later." And I said, "All right, man, have a good night. Maybe we'll play this tomorrow." Okay, so we'll watch a video called Borderlands 4 might be $80 and fans are angry. Yeah, it's 80 USD, so like $1 billion Canadian dollars.
Today, however, we're really testing the love of Borderlands because we're talking about Borderlands 4 at $80. And it's been a subject we've talked a bit about on Defining Duke, but today Gearbox and Randy Pitchford are doing Gearbox Randy Pitchford things. We're going to talk about the price of Borderlands 4, $80, and if you're a big enough fan to pick it up for that price tag.
Yeah, so is if you're a big enough fan, you'll buy it.
What the hell do you think I am?
Is that the new you have phones, right?
We don't have any plans at the moment to do PC. Do you guys not have phones?
Yeah, you guys all have phones, right?
Is that the new meme?
This is sort of like if Randy Pitchford is a Jedi, you have the light side of Randy, you have the dark side of Randy. And I think he gives one answer before the one we're really going to talk about today.
We're talking about the dark side of Randy.
That's an interesting one. I don't know this.
Really now? I'll tell you the truth. I don't know. And that is the truth. I'll hit it. I'll hit it straight on. And it's an interesting time, right? We've got the on one level, we've got a competitive marketplace where people want to, or the people that make those choices want to sell as many units as possible, and they want to be careful about people that are price sensitive. So there's some folks that don't want to see prices go up, even the ones deciding what the prices are. There's other folks accepting the reality that game budgets are increasing and there's tariffs for the retail packaging and like.
Yeah, I love a U.S. company now co-opting on the tariffs. Oh yeah, the reason that the U.S. prices for a U.S. game studio are going up is because of tariffs against other countries. I feel like we skipped the 60 to 70 ship very quickly, right? Like, do you guys remember when the games were $60? I think most of us do. It was a long period of time. And then all of a sudden, I feel like we skipped $70.
It's getting gnarly out there, you guys. Borderlands 4 has more than twice the development budget than Borderlands 3. More than twice.
I will say this also, yeah, the price might be double, but what was the price of Concord? What was the budget of Concord? So when we talk budget, sure, that's your argument for like why you have to charge more. But the fans really only care about the quality at the end of the day, right? They care about the game being fun. Let's be real. Nobody feels bad for AAA studios because they spent a lot of money. That's on you, bro. You're the one that makes the budget, not me. I don't tell you, you better make a game that has a $900 million budget next year. You decide that.
We're entertainers. Yes, we want to get more resources so we can make bigger and better games. There's a reason why Borderlands 4 is so awesome. It's because you guys showed up and supported Borderlands 3. And we had the budget, so we could more than double the budget and feel confident in that.
Sure. So you have the confidence that people will buy Borderlands 4, and so you could make the budget more, but you're also going to charge us more. Maybe I'm failing to see the connection here.
And that's awesome. When the revenue comes in, we could spend it to make bigger games and better games.
If you could do that, though, why are you charging more?
As artists, we want everybody to have it. You know, we want to make it as easy as possible for everybody to enjoy what we're creating. So it's a weird thing, but the fundamental philosophy is we want people to buy it so we have the resources to make more, but we want everyone who buys and plays a Gearbox game to feel certain that they got the better end of the bargain.
Brother, I feel like we should have practiced that answer before we got on stage. I'll be honest with you. I feel like we should have had like a mirror run or something. I'll show you this really quick. This is Borderlands 3. Obviously, a lot of fans showed up. They love this game. If we go down into the price section of this game, they're still charging $60 for it. Now, let's not get it twisted, because we have a thing called DLCs, and also season passes. These season passes go upwards of $50. What's all included in this Pandora's Bundle Collection Edition? So you can get Borderlands 3, you can get Borderlands 2. This is actually pretty decent. But then you'll get the DLCs, DLCs for 2, and then when you scroll down into 3, which is the game that we're talking about, you'll see that they had a season pass, a season 2 pass, DLC, Moxie's Heist, $15, Guns, Love, and Tentacles, $15, Bounty of Blood, which I'm not sure if this was a cosmetic or not, $15, Psycho Krieg, $15, Designer's Cut, $15, Director's Cut, $15. Very different. There's extras which you get for free, mods, pack, Butt Stallion cosmetics, because we don't just have DLCs in Borderlands 3, we also get cosmetics, because we'll have to charge for those too. Let's be real, right? Okay? It's very expensive to have a game studio. Okay, there's bills to pay, so we got to charge you for cosmetic packs. Obviously, not just DLCs, and obviously not just season passes. We have the Animal Form pack, Disciples of the Vault cosmetics, and I mean we're just going to continue to keep going, I guess, here until we get into this new Tales from the Borderlands game, which obviously, as you can tell by the negative reviews, did very well. When we talk about $80. Just keep in mind, this isn't like a Elden Ring, one time you buy the game and you get the whole experience. You keep in mind that they plan more than likely to add not only cosmetics into the game that they're going to charge you $15 for, but likely season passes and DLCs. So it's $80 before discounts and before all of the other shit that they will charge you for down the road.
All right, this answer packs a lot in it. I think at a certain point in the comment, he was kind of belaboring it and trying to dance around it, but he did what I think was the best thing to do. Put it on Take-Two. Hey, we're artists. We want as many people to play, but also keep in mind the shifting economy in the games industry. We've doubled the budget since Borderlands 3 because of how many people supported us. That puts pressure on Borderlands 4 to do more.
The double of the budget thing isn't my issue. I don't know how else to say it, brother. I don't like you're charging more because of a decision that you made. I guess that's not like on the consumer now all of a sudden. Like, well, we gotta charge you more. Why? Because we decided to spend more money.
So I get all sides. You already know how I feel about $80 games. I'm not here for it. I can't think of a game I'd pay $80 for. But nonetheless, here's where I think Borderlands 4 should just stay at $70. And it's Randy Pitchford. Guy can't help himself, right? We talked about the Borderlands movie and his reaction to it. He just can't help himself. So that gets into our next.
I do not think the movie stinks. I enjoyed it and I'm super glad it exists. I don't know if I agree with nothing close to the games, depending on what you mean by that. If you're saying that my friends and I have done a better job with the games than this unbelievable cast and crew of filmmakers did with the movie, I am very flattered and I'm happy to live in that world. It seems about half the people who actually see the movie seem to like it, and half the people who see don't like it, okay? That's cool. All opinions are valid. The Beatles had more #1 hits than any other band in the history, and their hit rate was less than 25%. I feel like okay, so I feel like the end he cooks and then he completely overcooks by the end of it. Why are we talking about the Beatles for? We're talking about the Borderlands movie. We're talking about 10% on the tomato meter. He is right. About half liked it, and half thought it was pretty. Yeah, if we want to compare the Borderlands movie to the Beatles, sure, that's how it is with entertainment. Got to keep swinging. The band that defined a generation. What was the Beatles? What was the Beatles tomato score? What the Beatles score on Rotten Tomatoes?
So it was confirmed that Gearbox was going to be bringing Borderlands 4 over to Nintendo Switch 2. Randy Pitchford quote tweets it. He's very excited to bring it over there. And then a fan writes in, Randy, this game better not be $80. Don't take that risk. A lot of gamers aren't going to pay $80 and feed this notion of constant increase of the price tag. You are the CEO. You have some say with the price when it comes to your publisher. And Randy says, A, not my call. B, if you're a real fan, you'll find a way to make it happen. My local game store had Starflight for Sega Genesis for $80 in 1991.
Guys, a $6 sub here on Twitch. If you're a real fan of me, you'll find a way to pay it. My local game store had a Starflight for Sega Genesis for $80 in 1991 when I was just out of high school working minimum wage. Brother, this says right here, when Starflight Genesis was released for Sega, it cost $69.99. Gearbox Randy Pitchford mentioned in a recent social media post that he remembered paying $80 for it, but that was a misremembered price. He later clarified that the actual price was $69. Brother, this is like the most boomer. Back in my day, I used to walk 2 miles uphill in the snow to go to school. Grandma, you lived in Florida. Oh, regardless, I just don't feel like that's a good argument, right? Like, I don't think anyone's reading this and being like, oh, good point. Yes, I remember back in 1991 when I used to work at the ice cream parlor. Maybe I'll go out and sell some lemonade for $80. Let me go work at my local ice cream parlor and make it happen. That's not even to factor in all of the DLCs and micro bloat that this game is going to have, like 2 weeks into its launch cycle. Randy, I think just like your previous post, you may have overcooked on this one a little bit.
This is exactly what I was talking about. I said, if you put it at $80, what's going to happen is Randy's going to get on his heels, and he is going to choose to endlessly defend this thing. And why do we know that's going to happen? Not only because he's got a reputation doing it, but literally just happened with the Borderlands movie. The Borderlands movie was abysmal. I sat through the whole damn thing. It was one of the worst things I've ever watched, okay?
We've had like back-to-back Borderlands disasters, brother. We had the Borderlands movie, we had Tina's Wonderland, and now we got here with Borderlands 4, guys. This time it'll be different. You'll pay more, but it'll be different. Could we have not just come out with one of your skins for $10 for a battle pass and you would have solved everything? You're going to do it anyway. There's going to be a battle pass in this thing anyway. You could have charged $10 for it and charged $70 for the game, and you probably would have made more money. And now you have to go on Twitter and like publicly defend this for no reason. I'm so confused.
It was objectively terrible. Acting terrible, script terrible. The budget, there were literally slip-ups on camera. Like, you see people, like, peeking through the little crate that everyone was looking up at. Like, you could see the set guy in the background of that. Worse than, like, Phantom Menace. Like, it was just a really bad, low-budget movie. Meanwhile, while people were saying that and expressing their feelings on social media, Randy was arguing with them the whole time as we documented it.
I think if you have to go on social media and defend your position for like a decision that like you made, maybe we run that back. You know, having the face of your game like arguing with people on X is not a good look. Let's be real.
If I am Take-Two, I genuinely think I bite the bullet, and even if $80 makes us a lot more money short term, I go for 70 and play the long game, because you don't put this guy on his heels where he totally tanks the potential performance of the
Don't back Randy Pitchford into a corner. He's gonna shit himself. We gotta make $10 from every sale. We definitely won't make the money back.
Because number one, a lot of people aren't ready for $80, and I don't think they'll be ready for $80 for a long, long while, if ever. But now you have a guy who's a bona fide salesman, right? Saying, well, I'm the CEO of the game developer, and I have literally no say in this. It's not my call at all. I'm like, I believe it to an extent. Like, I imagine Take-Two has
I'm the CEO of sales, and I'm the head developer. Go work at an ice cream parlor.
But we've seen, as we covered here, Xbox going to $80, and Nintendo really is the one who forced that door open with Mario Kart World, where I think this conversation is going to resurrect again. Now, in that PAX East clip, one thing that Randy did say is soon, TM, we're going to be showing off pre-orders, and that's where the price will be revealed. I
have a question for Mr. Pitchford. If the game is $80 because of tariffs, is it going to be cheaper on Steam? Because I don't really understand what is the argument there. The developers have to drive to work, and that costs gas. Gas costs money, so prices go up. No, that makes sense, actually.
And let's not ignore the elephant in the room that Synth Potato actually pointed out on Twitter. Good dude. And he mentioned this, and I didn't even think about it at the moment.
Is this somebody? Oh, my God. The good point that he brought up was literally the point that I was talking about, which is just it's not going to just be $80 for the game. Like, you can make the argument that, like, well, we brought up, like, the price of the budget, and, like, the story is, like, twice as long, and, like, we put in so much effort into the graphic design. But it's like, brother, you're going to charge more later anyway. Like, be for real, yeah. And some of these games that have come out that are, like actually good games are a one-time purchase, and they're not even charging that much. So what is the argument here? Is that Borderlands is like the greatest game of all time? No, as somebody that plays Borderlands games, I don't think this is going to be the game of the year. This might barely break top 10 games of this year, okay? It might actually be more like top 20. I'll be honest with you. Top 20 games this year might be Borderlands 4. Yeah. Big yikes. Big yikes here, big L.
Like, dude, Borderlands is like as close to live service as you can get without actually being live service. Like, it's a co-op shooter. I'm glad they haven't buckled to the live service trend. I think that would literally kill the series. But Borderlands does have seasonal DLC. I just think that the real Borderlands fans have shrunken over the years. There's definitely a ton of people ready to purchase it, but I do feel like after the movie and the kind of decline of quality for the mainline series that there is this possibility, like, you're betting a little big, you might want to take it just a touch conservative. I can't believe I'm saying a touch conservative. It's a $70 video game. It's so much money still.
I feel like Randy thinks that, like, this game has no chance of flopping when, like, in reality, there hasn't been a Borderlands home run for a little bit. I don't think that's the direction that you should be taking this game into. You should definitely be thinking about, like, again, the price of games in the current state, how much you'll be charging for season passes down the road, and just, like, public reception in general. Because when people start putting out videos like this where they talk about, you know, their disappointment for the current price tag of the game, people, I mean, I'll just go, like, if you go right now onto Steam, and I know that, like, it's not like the Bible of, like, public reception when it comes to whether people purchase games or not, but I definitely think it's an indicator. And much like myself, they go, oh, how does this game do? Like, how is it performing? And they see that it's mostly negative. And when you start reading and you see, like, how disappointed people are with the franchise, that definitely deters them from buying the game. Whether it's like a large margin or a small margin, I don't know. But I know for sure that there are people who look at reviews, and if the game is in the negatives, they'll likely stay away from it. I think making it industry standard would have been the correct move here, and not just piss off a bunch of longtime fans, and not even longtime fans, but new fans that don't really want to gamble spending $80 on a game they may have never played before. Especially if they go and look up Borderlands and see that there's thousands of bad reviews on it. Yeah, obviously, Randy has a bit of a controversial past as well, so I'm not really sure if the W here is to make him the poster boy of this. W Game L Company. Yeah, honestly, that's kind of like the best takeaway. Yeah, that sounds about right. W Game L Company.